Hello, everybody. Sorry for being a minute late here. Thank you for joining us on the bi-weekly webinar for the roadmap review. As a month ago, same is happening today. Joe is not able to join us. He is on a flight from London to Ohio because he was there on a business trip. So I'll be the only one doing this webinar today. Okay. Whoops, looks like I'm not sharing my screen yet. Just a second. Hopefully you can see my screen now. All right. Before I start going through the roadmap items, I'd like to show you some new things that we've been working on. Firstly, for anyone that hasn't checked the review platforms page yet, when you go to the review platforms section now, you'll see as we had at the beginning only Google, Yelp, and Facebook. Now we have a lot more other websites, and our goal is to add 10 every week. So keep in mind that on every Friday you should see more websites available in here. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay, and as Joe showed you on our last webinar, this new design that we're working on, we have this this whole new design for the whole app, and we actually started working on it. So I can show you from my localhost development. You can see this has already been started. So this is what the current agency dashboard looks. I mean, the new dashboard looks. The current dashboard is just a second. Is looking like this, and this will be the new dashboard. I think that's a huge improvement UI wise. Do you guys agree? Do you like that? And of course, we'll be working on more more pages the next few days. Hello, Dan. Nice to see you here. All right, so I can move on to the roadmap now. I selected a few items that we can go through today. Add missing features to plans. First one. You could add a section under the plans to show what is not included as an upsell reminder. It would be its own section where anything added would be listed in the subscription features, but with a strike through and grayed out. We need to show customer that they should upgrade to better plans. Alternatively, you could add rich editing capabilities and we could apply the strike through and color ourselves. That's interesting. Let me go to the plans section. Okay, yeah, so I see. We only allow adding the features that are included, but not missing features. So I think the best option would be to add after this features section, we should add another missing features section, and then you could just add them like you add this the main features. Then they will be displayed on the subscription page. the included features would be shown with a check mark, with a green check mark, and then we could display the rest of the features that are missing with a red X, or maybe I can think of a better icon when I work on this thing. But I think that should be the flow. Any ideas here, guys? You can write in the questions section. Greg Stillman, flow sounds appropriate. Thank you. Dan is saying upgrade field type to markdown. Sorry, can you give me more details on that? Okay, the thing is, if we keep only one section, just a second. So if we only keep a feature section and then we add the stripe true or not, then we'll need to add more functionality to control the order, so that you don't do a strike to here, then another here, and so on. That's why I wanted to have two different sections, so that we know exactly what should be checkmarked and showed at the beginning, and then what should be X'd out and show at the end. Dan is saying, in order to create a crossed out text, use the tilde in Markdown twice in a row, followed by the respective text, and then another two tildes. Okay, yeah, that would work, but again, then we would have to control the order and other functionality. Yeah, so you agree with me. Okay, thank you. Amer, you are would you actually send that message on the chat, please, and then we can talk about it after the webinar, because thing that I need to consider and think about, that's a different thing, and then I can have a lot more information for you after that. Thank you. Okay, so this is planned. Okay, that's planned. Okay. All right, moving on to the next one. calculators, option to translate text. All right, so let's go to the local recon and then look at a calculator. Okay, yeah, so the current text on the calculators is not editable. For that, we can do what we do with the other widgets, with the reputation report and SEO audit. You can just click on here and edit the text. So I could easily do the same here with the reputation revenue calculator. Click here, 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 and here on the right. The currency, by the way, we already implemented this, so now you guys can change the currency here. You can add from this list, and then you can also specify the amount, the position, sorry, where it should be displayed at the beginning or the end. All right, let me add some notes here. Okay, moving on to the next one. As I said, there are no questions about that. So let me close this thing. Would it be possible to add a border and radius corners? It will help the hover widget to better fit the white color scheme, and rounded corners would soften the widget's appearance so it doesn't look so much like a board. Okay, that's an interesting idea. Let me go to a business account. I'm looking at widgets. I think this is mostly for the hover ones. Yeah, it's actually mentioning hover widgets. Okay, so we could add a different type of shadow instead of this border. We can actually make this a setting here on the layout. If it's a hover widget, you can choose, or maybe even rotator. Yeah, it can apply to this as well. We can add an option to show a different kind of border or margin or shadow. And what else was there? Oh, and the radius. Yeah, because it's pretty sharp. Yeah, we can make it more rounded. We can add a selection of number of pixels for the radius. I think that would work. For the border shadow, we can actually add a none option so that there's nothing there. It can just be flat white or whatever the background is. It says sounds good. Cool. Okay, next one. Review platform logo for rotator 2. Please add the review platform logo to rotator 2 right side or create a new rotator to show the logo. By the way, we're actually planning on more widgets. This week, Joe actually sent me a whole bunch of widgets that we're going to implement, but it will take some time to add them and include a lot more other hover widgets, rotator widgets, even embed widgets. So you'll see a lot more in there. But for this one, we can make it simple and just add the logo here. It helps to have the user's avatar on the profile as a doing rotator 2, but it also needs the platform logo. It adds credibility. Yeah, and I agree, because if you go to rotator 1, sorry, something's missing here. I'm gonna check that later. So if you go to rotator 2, we're only showing the profile image, but yeah, it doesn't specify what the website was. I was actually thinking it would be a good idea to show it here at the top right corner and not to the right of it, because we can just say show like a small icon here like we do on the dashboard. So where you see the Google icon here, we can just display that in the top right there. Ricardo James says, can we put a click to call to schedule an appointment on the widgets? Yeah, I think we actually have that somewhere in the roadmap as another feature request that we just didn't get to. And I've been talking to Joe about adding so that when you click on it, a button that says write a review, it goes to the review funnel. So we can add a click to call. We can make that either go to action and with the view funnel link, or just add your own link. So you can put an external URL. Does that sound good? Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll get that in, definitely. Ricardo says, sounds good. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. SMS monthly usage visible in dashboard. Would be great to see the SMS monthly usage visible in the admin and or business dashboard, so we can manually invoice the client at the end of the month in case of going over the monthly limit, especially in case we use another billing solution. Right, so if you're not using Stripe within ReviewGrower, it's harder to manage the SMS monthly usage and add the price for it, for the overages. The board we could add on the dashboard. This is a business dashboard. In the agency dashboard, it's easier to include it, as we already have some stats for the number of businesses, locations, and new businesses. We could, well, we actually would have to display this on a per business. Yes. So I'm thinking on the agency account, we need either another box like this that shows all the businesses and the usages, or we can just on the businesses page, we can add another column here that says current monthly usage. Okay, so Dan says there is perfect to be added in businesses tab. So have a column here that says current monthly usage, and then you can always take a look at that and decide what you need to add to the billing for the business on the next month. Right, so just an SMS column, 24/7 out of 200, so that would be 47 over the limit. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. And then should we also add it on the business account? And then also says a month selector too. Okay, so add this as a column on the businesses page in the agency account. So for example, 247 out of 300, 47 over, and have a selection for month. Doing this on the business account, I don't think it makes that much sense. Yeah, okay. So then agrees. Okay, thank you. This is decided here. I'm gonna put it in the planned section. Library of responses to reviews will have the ability to define and give access to selected businesses to a library of responses to positive and negative reviews. Could you add more insight to this, Dan, since I have you here? Okay, so canned responses. Oh, I see. Let's say you have 20 templates of replies for positive reviews received. Okay. Okay, yeah, I got you now. That makes more sense. Yeah, actually this goes with some other feature requests that we have in here to allow when you click to respond, then it gives you a way to select a response and then get redirected to the website, to Google or Facebook or Yelp, and actually paste it in there. I'm pretty sure that it's somewhere in here in our roadmap, and I think this will go very along with that. It then says you can copy with one click and paste it after clicking on respond. Same with negative. Okay. Yeah, we should definitely implement that. I'm just thinking where this would be displayed. it should definitely be a part of the reviews page. So somewhere in here we could have a button to go to a library of to a library of responses, and then or response templates, we can call them, and then you'd be able to have a few default templates that we can add, then be able to add more, duplicate, edit them or remove them. You can manage them however you want, and then when you click to respond, instead of just going directly to the website, you would be able to select the template and also copy the text. And we would have some tokens as well, so you can, if there's a name, you can replace the name of the person with the token. And I'm not sure what else we could tokenize, but I think the name would be it. Dan says, yeah, it can be like an intermediate step before leaving a response. When you click on respond, you have two options, respond and respond with template. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds very good. All right, so on the reviews page, the button to manage response templates. When responding, add two options, respond or maybe custom response or choose template, something like that. We've actually been talking about adding templates to a lot of things like review funnel and a bunch of other stuff. And we should definitely add this to this one as well. Add the ability to download the reviews that are pulled in into a report or PDF. Okay. For this, I'm thinking on the reviews page, we could add a button that says export. And maybe we could add actually a couple options that says, oh, sorry, let me go back to the previous one. I got a message from Dan. Exactly, but tokenize the first name, for example, might be hard to achieve. If you do not have them captured already, I would focus on the library size and the agility and find the right response. Okay, thank you for the tip. That makes sense. All right, so going back to this one, I'm thinking about an export button here that you would click and then have a drop down and say export CSV or export PDF. I think that would be enough in this case. And then just have the, obviously if it's a CSV, we will just have the CSV downloaded with column names and then all the details for each review. And for the PDF, we could download a pretty PDF that shows the reviews in a nice formatted way. Maybe like in here, where we have the new design, something like that. I think that looks good for a PDF as well. Do you guys think that's a good idea? Anything else to say about this? Oh, I got a message from Paul. Any ET on the ability to add team members at business level? It's the only feature in the roadmap in progress, so is it closed? It's actually I had a chat with Joe about that feature because I had some uncertainties, but now we know exactly what we need to do on that, so we'll get it implemented in the next few days. It should be there. I can promise that. Fred is asking, do you guys have an ETA yet on the UI update? So we just started on that today, and what you see here is the current progress. So we were able for now to do the left nav bar, the search here, the drop down for managing the profile and billing and stuff, and the agency dashboard. So that's our progress yet. So I'm thinking I don't want to rush into saying like we can have this done in a day or two. It also depends on the support that we have and bugs and other feature requests that we need to implement. So I'm going to say also sometimes next week it might be possible to have it completed. If not, maybe in 2 weeks maximum, it should be released. Yeah. The PDF is a nice way to show reviews online, says Kim. Okay. Yeah. So let me add it as a note in here, so I don't forget. Add on export button on the reviews page with options, CSV and then PDF. For the PDF, I think we can also do, well, guys, I'm sorry, I'll be back in a couple minutes. I need to take care of something quickly. Be right back. Okay, sorry, that was quicker. I'm back. Okay, so for the PDF, I was saying we could also add an aggregate at the top instead of just showing the reviews. We could do something like we do on the widgets, maybe. Why not? So where we have this header, or maybe even as for this, I think that will look good on the PDF as well. Paul says no need to promise. All right, yeah, but I'm pretty sure we will be able to handle that. So that's why I said I can promise that. Fred says awesome. Thomas says, by the way, the rotator widget is still so big. It's still too big, takes too much room on the bottom page. The rotator is too big, okay. Are you talking about rotator 1 or 2 or both? Paul says, do you ever sleep? Yeah, I actually sleep 8 hours a night. Thank you for asking. Can you send me your link to the website that you installed them on, so I can see them actually on a live website and see how big they look? You can send me that on the chat, Thomas. Joe talked about standardizing the size no matter the length of the review. Okay. Yeah, I remember we talked about that. You're right. And We did make some changes to it. As you can see, it doesn't, so there's, when there was a very small text, like this big, it was stretching it and it wasn't looking good. And then when it was a long text, I think it was making it too big, but now I think it's pretty fixed. Yeah, so you can see the text stays in here, and then we have this fixed appearance. Marino says it looks great. Thank you. Yeah, rotator too. I agree. It looks good. And we'll have more rotators. Okay, I have another couple items to go through. Let's see, unanswered reviews number. It will be really helpful if the number of unanswered reviews starts from 0 when we first connect to the platform, and at the end shows all reviews as answered. So I think, Marinos, I think you added this one, right? It's actually good to have you in here because, yes, I want to talk about this one. So you're saying when you go to the reviews page, the left to respond should be consider all reviews responded, and the only new reviews should be not responded. Okay, so it's confusing. But the thing is, when we pull the reviews in, we don't know which one were responded or not. So we give you the option to mark any of the reviews already as responded, and then you can easily go to select all to 2983, and then mark them as responded, like that. And then as new reviews come in, you can just respond to them one by one. Okay, so is it cool to keep it the way we have it? I think it's a pretty good workflow. Marino says, okay, makes sense. All right, so I'll close this one then. I'm glad to see we're on the same page here. Oh, this is the same one. Sorry, I opened it twice. So I guess that was the last item on the webinar. Are there any other questions about the stuff we went through today? Do you guys have any other items or things you want to talk about? Hey, Ricardo. Any update on the yearly plans? That's in the plan section then. I think it can be done pretty soon. It shouldn't be that big of a change. It might be one of those items that can be completed easily. I'll see tomorrow or early next week and get back to you on that. Marino says we can have the ability to resize. I'm sorry, what would you be able to resize? Oh, the social posting pictures. Okay. Yeah, that should be doable. And we also have another feature request to have those pictures cropped as well. So making a resize. Well, the thing is, we actually, hold on a second. On social posting, sorry guys, I got disconnected for a few seconds there. So I was saying about the resizing, that when you select Facebook or Google or Instagram, then the shape of the image is different. And we have a specific size that needs to be used. You can see. So making a manual resize might not be so good because the platforms might actually refuse to upload them, might not accept them. I hope that makes sense. Amazing, thanks. Exactly. When you upload, your image doesn't fit. You can try by yourself. I didn't know that feature. Which feature? The social posting? Ricardo is saying, can I talk? Can you write your question on the questions? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you would be able to talk in the webinar. Yeah, Marino, so we do have this selection here, and you can choose each platform to see what the image will look like and how it will be rendered and what size and everything. And then you can also download it. And then when you select all the websites here to post and either automatic posting or manual posting for each platform, it will use the correct size that you see here. This is just like a preview. And for Instagram, we have download only. We weren't able to implement the automatic posting yet. Okay, Ricardo saying, I wanted to show you a website where I use a review widget from different company and what it looks like in its features. Could you send me the link to that website so I can open it here and we can all look at it? Okay, I'm opening it up. Let me see. I'm looking for reviews here, right? Or widgets. Okay, I see. This one at the bottom right. Look at it on the desktop and on a mobile device. Okay, so on the desktop, we can all see here the bottom right and then click more. Actually, Joe showed me this before. We have this, it's not in the roadmap, but it's inside our internal to-do list. We have our own project management system, and we have this as planned. So we're actually looking forward to build this in the future, just not sure when. But I do remember I've seen this in there, and we talked about it. We went through it. Scroll to the reviews. Yeah, it looked great. Yeah, I'm curious how they would change the color based on what. How do they choose that? It could be random, I guess. Click to call features. Yeah. Yeah, we do have this all planned out. I remember we talked about this a while ago. It would be good to add this to our roadmap because it will allow us to prioritize it much sooner. We weren't sure of how much of an interest this would be. I got a screencast from Marinos. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now look at the website on a mobile phone and you will see the review widget displays at the very bottom in a good format. Okay, let me actually try this within my browser. I think that should work. So we can all see it. Just waiting for the review to appear. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so it's responsive. It's being displayed at the bottom right on the desktop, and then on mobile, it's just shown at the bottom full width. And then you can also click on it on the more link, and again, it looks the same, but with a smaller width as it's being responsive. Yeah, you're welcome, Ricardo. So please don't forget to add to the roadmap, and then I'll bring it back up to Joe again, and we can discuss it in a meeting and see how we can prioritize this. Of course, we do have the new UI, we have the sites we need to add every week. We have all the other feature requests we talked about, so we're not sure when this could be done, but it's definitely in our plans. Marina says it's missing the face of the reviewer. Oh, you mean here? Okay, so you could we could add the profile picture somehow. So in social posting, Yeah, the problem with that is that we're using a lot of backgrounds here for all these themes. And when you go to reviews, you can easily see the picture on a white background, so it can be seen easily. So I'm thinking for the social posting, we would need to show like put it in a rounded circle with white background or something like that. I'm not sure. I need to think more about this. If you add this to the roadmap, then we can maybe, in the meantime, I can think about it more and talk about it on our next webinar. I think that would make sense. Some reviewers don't have profile pictures. Yes, that's what Ricardo says, and I agree. But in that case, we just show, for example, like this here for Jacob, we show a J and then an L for Luz. We do it similarly to how Google does it. Or actually, these are Google reviews, and these are coming from Google. And then for other platforms with no profile picture, we just show a default image of a person, or we can just hide it. That would be another option. If there's no profile picture, we can just hide it. I think maybe we should have an option to choose that here on the social posting page. So another section, show a profile picture, yes, no, or only if there is one, something like that, maybe. Yeah, so most likely we'll just show their initial when that's the case. Yeah, we all agree on this one. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done with today's webinar. I think it went great. We went through a lot of stuff. And I thank you guys for all the help you provided. I really like all the information and all the suggestions you've given me. And Ricardo has to run. Have a good day, Ricardo. Talk to you soon. Bye. Um, and yeah, I'll see you on the webinar after 2 weeks from now. And see you on the chat. Let me know if you have any issues. I'll be there to help you. Thank you, Marinos. You were very helpful too. Thank you, Tom. You too. All right. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon.